Imagine being lost in the wilderness with no rivers, no lakes, and no bottled water. For some part of human history, this wasn't a disaster. It was daily life. People knew how to find water where none seemed to exist. Today, we've lost that knowledge. In this video, we'll rediscover 10 forgotten ways people once found water in the wild. Clever, resourceful, and sometimes life-saving methods used long before modern survival gear. Let's begin the countdown. 10. Following animal behavior. Long before compasses and maps, people watched the animals. Birds, especially doves and finches, were nature's guides, rarely straying far from water. In dry regions, travelers would follow their flight paths at dawn and dusk to hidden springs. Insects also revealed secrets. Bees and mosquitoes stayed close to moisture. Fresh tracks in dusty soil or the sound of frogs at night often led hunters straight to a water source. Nature left clues everywhere. All you had to do was pay attention. 9. Digging for seep water. In many dry regions, especially deserts and riverbeds, water hides just below the surface. Ancient nomads and explorers knew to look for damp sand or green patches and start digging. By scooping into a dry stream bed, they could uncover what's called seep water. It filtered naturally through layers of sand and clay, clean enough to drink. A simple hole could yield life-saving hydration, proof that even barren lands held secrets underground. 8. Following green plants. Plants never lie. When everything around is brown and dead, a patch of green means moisture. Travelers looked for reeds, cattails, or cottonwoods, species that grow only where water is close to the surface. Some trees, like the baobab in Africa, stored massive amounts of water inside their trunks. People could tap them carefully for fresh, drinkable water. Even in the harshest landscapes, greenery was nature's flag for life. 7. Harvesting morning dew. In many regions, especially deserts and grasslands, dew was one of the most reliable sources of water. Early risers would drag cloth across grass or smooth rocks to collect droplets, then wring them into containers. Nomadic tribes used animal hides, woven mats, or even their clothing to gather dew before the sun burned it away. It wasn't much, but in survival, every drop counts. 6. Finding water from tree roots. Indigenous Australians mastered this technique. By cutting certain tree roots, especially those from acacia species, they could extract clean water stored inside. The roots were cut into sections and tilted so the liquid inside drained out. This method was passed down through generations and could mean the difference between life and death in arid country. Before we move on, if you're fascinated by the survival tactics our ancestors relied on, hit that like button and subscribe. We post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday exploring how history's toughest people prepared, adapted, and survived before modern inventions. Now let's get back to the countdown. 5. Using condensation traps. Ancient desert travelers often created simple condensation traps using animal skins or leaves. They'd dig a hole, place a container in the center, and cover the pit with the material, weighted slightly in the middle. As the sun heated the ground, moisture from the soil evaporated and condensed on the covering, dripping down into the container. With patience, a small pool of water would form. This is an example of survival science long before the word science existed. 4. Collecting rainwater. It seems obvious, but before gutters and tanks, rain collection was an art. People used animal hides stretched over wooden frames, carved stone basins, and even large leaves to funnel rain into storage containers. In some desert cultures, families built small stone-lined pits designed to capture even brief downpours. Every drop mattered, and those who planned ahead survived the longest droughts. 3. Using the herbal pouch trick. Many early survivalists carried herbal pouches, small cloth bags filled with natural materials that absorbed moisture. Inside, they placed ingredients like moss, dried lavender, sage, or mint. These plants not only smelled fresh, but helped soak up condensation overnight. At dawn, the pouch could be squeezed to release small amounts of clean water. It wasn't a full drink, but it could keep someone going until a larger source was found. It was the ancestor of modern moisture collectors, a blend of survival and herbal wisdom. 2. Tracking underground streams. Some civilizations, especially in the Middle East and North Africa, became experts at finding underground water channels known as kanets. Travelers would study the lay of the land, noting valleys, vegetation, or small depressions where water might flow below. They learned to listen for subtle sounds, the hollow echo of walking over damp soil, or cooler air flowing from holes in the ground. Digging in the right spot could uncover hidden underground rivers that sustained entire communities. 1. Following the flight of the wind. This forgotten technique came from desert nomads. In the evening, when the air cooled, moisture condensed slightly over hidden water sources. Nomads would stand still, facing the wind, feeling for faint temperature changes or humidity. A soft, cool breeze often led toward a water source, a spring, an oasis, or even underground moisture. It took patience and intuition built over generations. To outsiders, it seemed like magic, but to those who lived close to the land, it was second nature. Our ancestors planned for survival. They watched, listened, and learned from nature in ways we've forgotten. If you enjoyed this look into forgotten survival wisdom, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. Let's keep this lost knowledge alive. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next countdown.